Bonjour tout le monde. Good morning. Hope you've all had a lovely weekend and we're ready for another fantastic week of learning, another fantastic week where we can all learn, sparkle and shine here at St. Peter's. And I want you to think about, because this is probably the last week now where we're going to be thinking about this current theme, because next week we'll be moving into Advent and we'll be starting to think about our Christian Christmas celebration. So the last time for our current theme this week. So what is our current theme? And I know you all know it, because if I see you in the dining hall, or if I come round and collect Smile File certificates, or I bob in to see what learning you're doing, you all immediately shout this across the room. All I need to do is this, and you immediately shout back to me, so I know you all know it. So what is our current theme? Everybody all together, let's raise the roof. Correct, well done. Together, everyone achieves more. Here we go, our current theme, TEAM. Together, everyone achieves more. And I want to think today about how sometimes teams are often in opposition to each other. So some of you might be Manchester United fans, some of you might be Liverpool fans. As you know, at my house, at our house, and at Mrs. Price's house, we are West Ham fans. And sometimes that can cause polarisation. That can cause people to think that their team is better than another team. And actually, I wanted to think today and this week particularly about what we can actually learn from looking at other teams, from looking at how other teams work, from looking at the strengths in other people, and not seeing ourselves as better, but seeing ourselves as constant learners, seeing ourselves as people who can look at other people from a different perspective and still hold our own ideas and hold our own thoughts, but actually look at other people and learn from them. And you've seen pictures like this before. I've shown you pictures like this in the past, but there will be two groups of people now in your class looking at this picture. Two different, your brains will work in different ways. Some of you will see a young lady. They'll see somebody whose silhouette here has got the forehead there, and then coming up to their nose and dipping here in the mouth about here, and then a chin, and then a necklace here, and long hair floating down this lady's back, and a nice bonnet on her head. And some people will see this as a picture of a young lady. Other people can actually see something very, very different, and when you do see it, your mind will go, oh, that's amazing. But some of you can see a very old lady in this picture. Here's her eye, again, here's her forehead, but got quite a long nose. This is her nose coming round here. This is her mouth here, and then quite a hooked chin resting down on at the edge of her blouse there. And these are actually wrinkles on her face here, wrinkles round her eye, and then her hair here. So some of you will see a young lady, some of you will see an old lady, but it's the same picture. Your brain can switch between seeing things one way or seeing things another way. And actually that's part of what I want to think about this assembly today. What can we learn from trying to see things from another person's point of view, trying to see things differently? Yes, you're absolutely entitled to see things your way, and you're entitled to your own opinion, and that's what makes you special, and that's what makes you unique. You're absolutely entitled to say, I see a young lady, or I see an old lady. But what we're not entitled to do is say that the other people are wrong if they see things differently. Because actually we can learn such a lot and bring such a lot into our team if we look to others and look at how other people see things and try to adapt the way we see things. So I just want to pose a problem to you this morning and look at how that problem can be solved by looking at it from another person's point of view. So here we go. Okay, so here's the problem that I want you to try and solve. You are a very, very highly educated person, you're a doctor, and you've spent many, many years learning how to be a surgeon, an oncologist, a cancer surgeon, and you have a problem. And the problem is that your patient has a tumour or a cancer in their stomach. And you have something called a radiation gun. And you know that if you can direct the rays from the radiation gun directly onto the tumour in this person's stomach, you know that you can eradicate this tumour. You know that you can blast this tumour and the cancer will disappear. And you know you've got the skill to do that. Unfortunately, though, the amount of radiation that is needed, the amount of power that this radiation gun will need to direct to be able to kill the tumour, it will kill all the healthy cells along the way. So by directing your radiation gun directly at the tumour in the person's stomach, yes, when the ray reaches the tumour, yes, it will kill the cancer, and that's fantastic. But all the healthy cells that this radiation passes through on the way to get to the tumour, it will kill those healthy cells too. And that's not good. So the problem is you've got the power in your hands to get rid of this tumour by using the radiation, by blasting the tumour with this very strong, intense blast of ray from the radiation gun. But on its way to the tumour, it will kill all the cells along the way. What is the doctor going to do? There's the problem. Okay. If you can't think of an answer, you're not on your own. Most people, when presented with that problem, an awful lot of people don't have the solution to that problem. They can't think of how it would work. However, just listen to this story and see if this helps. A fortress was situated in the middle of the country, surrounded by farms and villages. Many roads led to the fortress through the countryside. A rebel general vowed to capture the fortress, but learned that mines had been planted on each of the roads. The mines were set so that small bodies of men could pass over them safely, but any large army, any large force, would detonate them. The general divided his armies into small groups and dispatched each group to the head of a different road. When all was ready, he gave the signal, and each group marched down a different road. Each group continued down its road so that the entire army arrived together at the fortress at the same time. And in this way, the entire army with the general were able to capture the fortress. Okay. Does that help you now to solve the problem? Does that help you now? Does the situation of the army and the general help you to solve your problem, because you're this very clever doctor with lots and lots of experience and lots of knowledge? Does the contribution of what you learned about the army and how they overtook the fortress help you to solve the problem of how you can get all the radiation to the tumour without destroying the healthy cells along the way? Have a little think about that and see with your kids if you can come up with a solution of how the doctor can solve the problem. Okay, so did you think about that? Did you have a think about how that problem could be solved? So the answer would be, for the very clever doctor, to learn from the general in the army. Completely different job, completely different occupation, completely different skill set, but actually they can learn from each other. And what the doctor could learn actually was, rather than just use one ray gun to blast the tumour with a high intensity ray, actually have lots of little less intense ray guns, all pointing towards the tumour, but all coming from different angles, so that the rays all arrive at the tumour at the same time, but passing through the body to reach the tumour would only be a small amount of radiation coming from different angles and different perspectives. So my purpose in telling you that story really is to think about, what can we learn from people who are different to us, people who think differently, people who have a different background, people who have a different way of life, people who have different lifestyles, people who have different knowledge sets, but actually bringing all of that knowledge together, bringing the knowledge of all of you in your classrooms together. What a fantastic team you can be. Because like I said before, not everybody knows everything. Nobody knows everything. But the combined and the collective intelligence of all of you can make a fantastic team. Everybody can bring something different, something unique, something special to that team. And what a great team you will be working together. And those of you that say you see a young lady, brilliant. But remember, there are some people who see this picture as an old lady with the nose and the mouth and the chin. And those people who see this as an old lady, remember, there are other people who see this picture as a young lady, but it's the same picture. We're just looking at it from a different perspective. And actually, we can all learn in our teams to respect and recognise what other people bring to our team. We don't all want to be the same. We don't all want to be identical. We all have different things that we bring to the table, different things that we bring into our team. But actually, we can learn from each other. So let's not think about other people as being wrong. Let's think about other people as being different, unique, special, and absolutely valuable, and able to contribute something to our world. Every single one of you can contribute. And rather than seeing us as different teams, let's see us all as one big St. Peter's team, one big Farnworth team, one big Bolton team, one big England team, one big world team. Yes, we're all different, but let's bring something to that team and make this team the best team that it can be. And I'll show you this again because I've been showing it you lots, but it really does matter. I matter, but so do you. And that's the important thing. We all need to come together, to work together, to make St. Peter's the best that it can be. So just think about that. Just because somebody is different or has a different perspective, what can you learn from them and what can they bring to the team? Hands together and eyes closed. Lord, as we start a new week in which we can learn, sparkle and shine, help us to understand and appreciate the value of others. What can we learn from others? What can we see in others that we would like to replicate within ourselves? How can others help us to become better? And help us to recognise that every one of us in the St. Peter's team is valuable. And without those people in the team, our team would be less strong. And help us to appreciate the value of each and every one of us in our superb St. Peter's team. Amen. And as we go off now, remember, what I want you to all do is have a lovely day, and to always and shine. Have a fantastic, fantastic day.